Chapter 1. Freeing Your Conscience. You deserve to be happy, healthy, and wealthy. Have you ever wondered why you are not successful, wealthy, or living the life you truly desire? Have you ever wondered what separates the wealthy from the poor? Do you think they are smarter? Do you believe it's their connections or that they are just plain lucky? Let me assure you, wealth does not have anything to do with luck or above average intelligence. If you have the intelligence and power to read this book, you have the ability to become wealthy and successful. It has been discovered that the average person spends more time planning a 2-week vacation than planning their financial independence and examining their own life. So ask yourself, if it is not superior intelligence, luck, connections, or wealthy parents, what is it that separates the wealthy from the poor? Why do some people rise to the top and seem to have whatever they dream and desire, while the rest remain dissatisfied and unhappy? The answer? It is their personal belief system that makes the difference. Good news flash. Statistics show that the majority of the billionaires and millionaires are self-made, and even more amazing, they are average people with no more intelligence than you or me. What does that mean? It means that their core values and thoughts encourage them to stay upbeat, positive, and truly believe that they can do and achieve whatever they desire. No one has ever become successful or wealthy without first believing that they could. It starts with how you see yourself, how you see the world, and how you see money. It starts in the mind. 3 thoughts you need to get rid of fast. There are 3 false beliefs that hold back the majority of people from reaching their full potential and living the life God intended. 1. Unworthiness. The I don't deserve happiness syndrome. People are trapped in miserable lives not because they are bad people, but because they don't believe they deserve happiness. They think there is too much suffering in the world for them to be happy. They ask, who am I to have what I want? This poor belief will cripple you forever if you don't work to overcome it. 2. Powerlessness. The world is against me syndrome. The belief that we are just leaves blowing in the wind and that we have no power to change our lives is both destructive and weak. Have you heard any of these comments before? Nothing good ever happens to me. I had the wrong parents. I am too young. I am too old. I am the wrong color. No one will give me a job. Please understand that if you believe you have no power, you will have just that, no power. However, we all have power, and I am going to show you how to use and control this power to change your life. 3. Money is evil. I must say this is my least favorite false belief of all, because it has crippled entire generations and communities. The false idea that money is the root of all evil has stemmed from a misinterpretation of the Bible and has been used to manipulate the poor and keep most in poverty. What the Bible verse states is that the love of money is the root of all evil, not the money. The love of money over all else is the root of all evil. This may seem like a small point, but it is critical to your success that you understand this slight but significant difference. If you adopt the belief that money is good and beneficial, you will not only have the ability to change your life, but the lives of all those around you. These 3 beliefs are all false and have been programmed into our subconscious mind as children and reinforced as adults. These beliefs are often given to us unknowingly by our parents, passed on by our teachers, and solidified by society. This is not done on purpose, but the damage is still devastating. Sadly, the majority of people will never grow out of this poor thinking because as we get older, our own fear, negativity, and ignorance continue to fuel these thoughts. Unless you search for the truth, you will remain handicapped by these debilitating beliefs. The title of this chapter is Free Your Conscience, because you must first free your mind from these false beliefs before you can succeed. Until you truly believe that you deserve happiness, until you truly believe that you have the power to achieve your goals, you will struggle in life. Unless you strongly believe that money is beneficial and necessary, You will be constantly fighting against your own subconscious mind. Think about it. If you were in a dark alley and 3 guys attacked you with bats and crowbars, you wouldn't defend yourself by first punching yourself in the mouth. Until you free your conscious mind and change your thoughts about wealth and success, that is exactly what you are doing. The mind game. The human mind has often been compared to an iceberg. Only the very tip of an iceberg is seen above the water, while the remaining 90% floats deep beneath the visible surface. The same is true of our thoughts. The ideas we experience in our everyday thinking are just the tip of our mental iceberg. Our conscious mind, the thoughts we are aware of, is only 10% of our total thought process, while the remaining 90% of our thoughts take place in our subconscious mind. Think about that for a second. The majority of our thoughts take place when we are not aware of them. That is why it's absolutely imperative that we let positive and productive thoughts dominate our mind. Can you imagine what the subconscious 90% of our mind does with thoughts of fear, jealousy, and negativity? The ugly and beautiful truth. The path to self-improvement always begins with our first identifying the problem, and then finding and applying a solution. The reason you are reading this book today is to improve your life. However, 9 times out of 10, we don't correctly identify the problem, because we tend to look away from ourselves and look to blame the world around us. We blame the economy, we blame the government, we blame society, we blame our parents, we blame poverty, we blame our country. Blaming the world is a poor and self-defeating habit that we are all guilty of committing, and we must stop it. In fact, blaming is a self-defense mechanism used to protect our ego, when we are truly the ones at fault. You see, the problem is not with the world around us, the problem is with us. Trust me, this hurts me also. I have more pride than most, but the only thing in this world we have complete authority over is ourselves. So if you are not as happy or successful as you want to be, the place to truly start is in your own mind, not the outside world of circumstance. If you are not doing well, it's not because there is a certain president in office, or that it's a recession, or that you were born poor. It's because your thoughts regarding wealth, health, and happiness must be improved before you can reach success. Here's a quick gauge on how to identify your true feelings about wealth. How do you feel about wealthy people? Do you think they are greedy, self-serving, and untruthful? Or do you believe they provide jobs, services, and products that improve our world? When you hear of someone earning great wealth, are you angry, or do you feel happy for them? Do you believe that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, or do you believe that we all have the same opportunity to obtain wealth? Have you ever said to yourself, "Nothing good ever happens to me," or do you say, "I always expect the best to happen to me"? Instead of focusing on what's wrong, focus on what's good. Sure, there is plenty that needs to be improved in our world. However, the place to start is in your own mind and backyard. Once you improve how you feel about yourself and the world in which we live, you will be able to identify countless opportunities to improve our planet, but also be more able to do something about it. Here is something I want you to do. Start listening to your own thoughts. As you sit idle in your car or at your desk, stop and pay attention to the thoughts passing through your head. Listen to the voice talking to you. You will be surprised to find that the majority of your thoughts are self-defeating, self-limiting, and unproductive. These repetitive and negative thoughts are why we are where we are today. They are responsible for our fears and insecurities. They are responsible for the flaws in our personalities, and they will ruin our lives and keep us stuck in mediocrity if we don't recognize and remove them. Conquer your thoughts. Fear, jealousy, and helplessness are just a few thoughts that take over our mind and control us with oppression. These destructive thoughts can only be conquered if we take intentional control over our minds and focus on positive ideas, goals, and affirmations. Make it a habit to talk to yourself, instead of letting yourself talk to you. This is a very important point because your thoughts are in fact your subconscious mind talking to you. Remember, if you are constantly complaining about life and how you are a victim and continue to focus on everything that is wrong in the world, this is proof that you have to change your thinking. Kick the crabs in a bucket mentality. Have you ever seen several crabs in a bucket? If you pay close attention, you will see that the crab at the top of the bucket is often pulled down by the crabs below him just as he is about to climb out. Then a different crab makes his way to the top of the bucket, only to have the same thing happen to him. It's an endless cycle of futility. Of course, these poor crabs don't know what they are doing because they lack human intelligence. However, are we really so different? When you hear of someone justly earning or receiving large sums of money, how do you really feel? Are you indifferent, angry, or envious? Do you feel apprehension or discomfort? Here is a clue on how you should feel. Are you ready? You should be genuinely happy. You should say, "Good for them." When you're happy for others, you are blessing them, and at the same time, you are blessing yourself and changing your subconscious beliefs about wealth and success. Always remember, if you condemn others' success, you will limit your own success. You can't attract what you consciously or subconsciously criticize. This may seem odd to you and too simple to be true. However, every major book on success is based on this principle. Authors such as Henry David Thoreau, Napoleon Hill, Norman Vincent Van Peele, right on up to contemporary authors such as Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, and Anthony Robbins all teach the same principle. What you focus on grows, whether it's happiness or misery, success or failure, wealth or poverty. You will determine your level of success with the thoughts you choose to think. The only reason some people remain poor is because they refuse to take the time to learn the truth. Just because you don't know the truth doesn't excuse you from the process. That's why reading this book and continuing to learn throughout your lifespan is crucial to your success. Positive change does not come by chance. We all must put in the time and effort to improve our troubling circumstances. Our lack of success is not because someone is holding us back, but because we are holding ourselves back. Remember, for every one person working against us, there are 4 people willing to help us if we ask. So let's not blame the world for our own self-made problems, but instead focus on finding a solution. The purpose of this book is to overcome years and years of stinking thinking. It will take time to retrain your subconscious mind, but it can be done, and I will show you how. Forgiveness is the key to riches. I want you to sit still and close your eyes. Now try to think back over your life and think of a day you didn't make a mistake. I don't know about you, but I can't think of a single day where I didn't do or say something wrong. But that's the point. The purpose of life is to be better today than you were 10 years ago. Listen, mistakes happen, and we must learn from our poor choices, ask for forgiveness, and then try not to repeat the same mistakes. What you cannot do is live in self-pity, waddle in self-guilt, practice self-destruction, and then hope to become successful all at the same time. Those are contradicting beliefs, and you will self-sabotage any attempt at your own success. We must learn to forgive ourselves. God has long since forgiven us for the same mistakes we continue to punish ourselves for. You have to learn to let it go. Let go of the pain and the failures of the past. They are only learning tools now. The old saying states, you shouldn't live in the past unless you want to live with guilt and regret, and you shouldn't live in the future unless you want to live in fear and worry. You should only live in the present. Learn from your mistakes, forgive yourself, and leave them in the past. Your long-lasting success will be hard to maintain unless you learn to forgive yourself for your past problems. Happiness. If you want true success in life, self-forgiveness is essential because it prepares you for this next truth. You are worthy of happiness. You have the right to wealth, health, happiness, and success. You have the right to live a fantastic life as much as any person that has ever lived. What makes someone else more worthy than you? Understand this universal truth. It is God's will for you to grow and develop fully, to learn, to love, and to create a life that you can be proud of. Now just imagine if someone had told you this truth as a child and reinforced it daily. What if someone solidified into you as a child that you are worthy of success and happiness? What if you were learning this jewel of knowledge just as you were learning to read? Do you think it's possible that your outlook on life would be different today? Let's think about it. If you plant a seed into the ground, what happens? It grows and develops. The natural point of life is to grow and develop, to increase life. Anything that is not growing becomes stagnant and dies. This is the same for your personal growth, financial growth, intellectual growth, and spiritual growth. The point of life is development, to become your best, not poverty. You are worthy of success. It is your God-given right to be successful. It is God that has given you your dreams of achievement. Please understand, you are not pleasing God by being poor when you have the ability to do better, but choose not to do better. Poverty and mediocrity are for those who accept them. Poverty is ruthless and powerful. Mediocrity is insidious and cunning. The fact that you are reading this book today demonstrates that you are not satisfied with your current station in life, so poverty and mediocrity are not for you. However, it is your responsibility alone to become successful. It is up to you to plan your dreams with intent and purpose. It is meant for you to be an example for others and prove to future generations that success is absolutely possible for those who truly believe and try. James Allen wrote in his life-changing book, As You Think, if you cherish a vision, a lofty idea in your heart, you will realize it. Believe you are worthy of success and happiness, and know it with all your heart, and you will reach your goals. You have the power to change your life right now. Each of us has the power to change our life whenever we decide. We are only limited by our own thoughts and beliefs. Henry Ford once said, "If you think you can, or if you think you can't, in either case, you're right." Our self-esteem is in direct correlation with our success in life. We create our own happiness to the exact degree of what we expect and what we believe we can do and achieve. The difficulty is that we falsely believe we can do it all by ourselves without any spiritual help. We have only been taught to call on God to fix a problem instead of relying on Him to help us actively build a better life. We can do more than just ask for help. God has given us the power to participate in the process, because we can change our lives anytime we decide through positive thinking, goal achievement, and service. However, we must be proactive with our improvements instead of being reactive to problems. All we have to do is dream, and then work diligently with determination to make our dreams come true, and the entire universe will work in our favor. Creating your starting point. Here is a simple project that will change your life forever. First, I want you to think about how you got where you are today. What choices, what actions, and what problems are making your life more difficult? This line of questioning will help you identify the problem areas in your life, such as health, finances, relationships, and professional advancement. Next, take the biggest problem in each category and write it down. Do an honest assessment of each problem. You can lie to everyone but yourself. Now, I want you to think very hard about this following question. What role did you play in the development or worsening of each problem? Through careful consideration and deep thought, you should find that you had a major role in the cause of each problem, or that you made a problem worse because of a poor response to the initial problem. No excuse making. Trust me, I understand that some mistakes and challenges are not all our fault, but that's not what's important. What's important is our response to these issues, because that will determine if our outcome is good or bad, regardless of who's at fault. The first step to gaining power over our lives is to stop blaming the world around us and take responsibility for our own failures and mistakes. Life can be difficult, but you must constantly self-improve in order to meet life's challenges. Chapter 2 will cover responsibility in greater detail. Money is what you make it. Money is our independence. Without it, we become wards of the state, homeless and hungry, and forced to live on charity to survive. Money is the energy required to live in our advanced society. Anything you desire starts with your ability to finance it, even good health. If you desire to raise your family in a great environment, you have to be able to afford it. If you want your children to have a great education, you have to be able to afford it. Anything you choose to do in life has a cost, and you have to be able to afford it. That's life, and those are the rules. Complaining will get you nowhere. What you have to do is learn how to play the game and learn the rules of life to succeed. Rule number 1. Money is a tool. Money is no different than water. Water can be used to give life to those dying of thirst, or it can be used to destroy life through drowning. Is water evil? Of course not. Water is just water. What truly matters is the individual person who uses the water and for what purpose. Money is the same as water. However, we say money is evil, and that is just wrong. The golden rule is to do unto others as you would have others do unto you. The object of life is to love others and wish for them everything you wish for yourself. If you want happiness, success, good health, and wealth, shouldn't you want that for everyone? If you believe the golden rule with all your heart, then money will never alter your vision or character. The world needs bright and loving people with money. We need more generous, kind, and service-minded individuals with the financial capability to make a difference. The world needs you. Money builds schools, hospitals, and provides books and clean drinking water. Understand that money is necessary for development and growth. Remove the poor beliefs about money from your mind and demonstrate to the poor that anyone can become wealthy by you becoming wealthy first. Good news flash. If you connect your success to the benefit of others, you will have enormous power and motivation to achieve your goals. Abraham Lincoln once said, "You can't help the poor by being one of them. You owe it to yourself, your family, and community." You can change the world by changing yourself and your thoughts about money. Principle number 1. You are worthy of success. God intended you to be successful, healthy, and a light to the world. Begin by freeing your conscience from self-defeating and self-limiting thoughts. You have the power to change your life at any given moment. Remember, money is a tool that should be used to bring about positive change in the world. The more money you have, the more good you can do. Your ability to achieve success will be determined by your belief in yourself and your determination to reach your goals.